Hey Virgo, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of May 2021. For the readings this month, I'm using my white tarot deck. I really like this deck. It's very simple. For clarifiers, I will use my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and then I will close out your reading, Virgo, with a Secret Language of Color Oracle card. I haven't used that Oracle deck in a while, and I was drawn to it, so we're going to go with it. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe. I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. So... okay. Getting a little bit of a sloppy shuffle here, Virgo. We'll see what's going on with that. I don't know, but I'm feeling really good. You know, I'm feeling really good that, that you're going to be able to relax a little bit, Virgo. I'll say it that way, okay? Let's go ahead and dive right in because I'm already feeling stuff and it's all good. Like I said, it's about kind of relaxing a little bit. So let's see what shows up. All right, what do we need to know for the sign of Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of May 2021? There you go. I knew it. Okay, so we've got, for those of you that do work, looks like some good things are happening on the job front. Also, new opportunities, new ventures, new, I guess I can say streams of income are on the way. Balance is happening. So like I said, Virgo, I already feel that once we hit the first week of May, you're going to be able to relax. And when I say relax, it doesn't mean that, you know, obviously you're not going to be working or you're not going to be staying busy. But it's just a matter of, as it relates to money, you're going to feel like you can finally breathe. You're going to feel like you have space to not have to worry and think about and stress and be anxious about finances. Now, this is a really good thing because you've got some really, really strong cards here playing out for the first week in this new month, but let's go ahead and dive right in. We've got the Queen of Swords here. Now, the Queen of Swords in the reverse sometimes is a haphazard energy in the sense that sometimes she just starts to end things and remove things and cut things off without really thinking about the consequences of doing that. Now, we've all done that, right? We say, hey, I'm going to stop doing this, and then kind of maybe a little while later we realize, oh, maybe that wasn't the best move. However, you're going to be able to recover from that very quickly, Virgo. You know, sometimes just being a little bit overly enthusiastic about letting something go, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out, but the important thing is always the bounce back. It's always the stepping up, you know, and dealing with the situation as it comes, you know, as it comes. Next, we got the King of Wands. This is always a positive card for those of you that do work or do have a job, or, you know, even if you have a business or you're a student, someone's paying attention to you. You're catching the attention or you're catching the eye. Someone's admiring the work you do. Someone is really impressed with your skill set. Someone, you know, they're just really, really looking very favorably upon you. Now, this is something you can use to your advantage, especially in the workplace, if you're trying to advance your career, if you're trying to negotiate for a raise. Also, if you are just trying to maybe network and make some new connections, you know, you're definitely going to attract the attention of the right people who can help you get to where you want to go. Now, we have the Eight of Swords here. The Eight of Swords is about self-limiting beliefs. This is something, Virgo, I think as a Virgo myself, we're constantly working on this. We're constantly trying to improve who we are. We're trying to, you know, improve our own self-concept so we can become the person who we, you know, truly desire to be. We're constantly on this up-level journey. I know that just because all the Virgos I talk to, it seems like we all kind of are in this same thing where it's like we just want better. You know, it's not that we're dissatisfied with where we are, but we know there's more out there, and so we're always trying to seek that next level, that new growth, that new opportunity. Now, here's where things get really exciting, Virgo. Once we close out the first week of May, you have a brand new opportunity. It looks like it's going to be very profitable, very favorable for you financially. The Ace of Pentacles, sometimes it means the start of a new business or a new job. It could be a new project that pays off rather surprisingly. Maybe you're starting your own, online business, or maybe you're starting to sell things online. I'm feeling that really heavily with a lot of you, that so many of you are looking to shift and to move into a freedom-based lifestyle. Okay, so that way it doesn't matter where you live. You can live anywhere as long as you've got an internet connection. That's how I have my life set up. All of my business and all of my work is 100% online. And so I can move anywhere. I can work anywhere. And I feel like a lot of you are also going to be moving in that same direction. Next, we have Temperance, which means balance. When balance is in play, again, you can relax. You can kind of take a breath, not stress. I do feel like balance is coming for you financially, especially in May, Virgo, so get ready for that. Finally, we got the Page of Wands. This is good news coming your way. Most of the time, the Page of Wands shows up when it's good news as it relates to work. So I do believe that some of you are going to be hearing some positive news about a job maybe that you've applied for. Also maybe just some good news for those of you who already have a job. Maybe there's some opportunity there for you that you didn't know about, and now you're going to be maybe exposed or maybe available to something or for something that could be very, very good, especially if you're trying to, advance in your career. So good news as it relates to work. For those of you that don't work, it's good news regarding whatever it is or however it is that you bring in your income, right? So if you're a student, like I said, or if you are retired, or if you're a business owner, you're still going to get a positive message as it relates to however it is that you create an income, or however you support yourself. Whatever it may be, you definitely have some positive information coming in once we close out that first week of May. All right, Virgo, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of May 2021, what do we need to know for the sign of Virgo? Oh, this is beautiful. All right, so the good news keeps on coming. So let's go ahead and start with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, she's in the reverse. Now, for those of you who have been watching my readings for a little while, you know that these court cards here don't always represent people. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times these cards represent the energy, right? And it could be certain characteristics of the person represented, but not necessarily representing an individual or a specific gender. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is the card of cautious spending, very conservative spending. When she shows up in the reverse, it means that sometimes we get a little bit too overly confident about what we can do, or sometimes we overspend, or maybe we're just not as aggressive as we should be, especially as it relates to money, investing, and those types of things. So I'm feeling here with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, it means that maybe we just did not take into consideration certain decisions as it relates to our money. Now, this is not anything to worry about. Looks like you're going to recover quite nicely, but sometimes it is something that we need to pay attention to. This is how we learn, this is how we grow, this is how we do better. So really pay attention to the details, anything financial related, especially once we hit this second week of May, okay? Next we have the Nine of Wands. This is the card of being discouraged, and it's it's interesting that this discouraged card that represents discouragement fell on the card of self-limitations. Now again, I think this is something that everybody goes through. You know, we have times where, you know, we feel really, really positive and excited, and times when we are a little bit frustrated and we're a little bit discouraged about what we see, what may be happening, what may not be happening. So I'm here to tell you that this is definitely going to be something temporary, but you will probably experience those emotions once we hit the second week of May. Understand that this is normal. This is the normal cycle of success. You know, the feelings can sometimes get all over the place. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, but you just, you know, you have to have the tenacity to keep moving forward. Next, we have the Queen of Cups. Now, this is the card of being very sensitive and sometimes being just really in touch with how you feel. This is how I know this is only going to be a temporary thing where you're feeling a little discouraged and frustrated, because we got the Queen of Cups, and she's someone who very holistically embraces her emotions and how she feels and how she interprets things. So you may feel a little lost. You may feel a little maybe not supported by people around you, but the Queen of Cups is here to tell you that, you know, sometimes you have to be your own support system. And obviously that's not ideal, but we have to understand that there are going to be phases in our life, especially on our financial journeys, where people just don't understand all the emotions that can come up and all the feelings that can get in the way of us trying to do what it is that we want to do. So, you know, the Queen of Cups says that our emotions are stable, we're keeping our feelings in check, and sometimes, you know, it is what it is, and that's what we got to do. Next, we have the Hermit card. Now, this is our card, Virgo. The Hermit represents the Virgo in the tarot deck. The Hermit in the reverse means that sometimes we are not necessarily, this is what I've learned. As Virgos, we need a lot of solitude time. When we're not getting that time alone to rejuvenate and to replenish ourselves, things can get really chaotic for us. You know, not that we are total introverts. A lot of us are. I consider myself an introverted extrovert. But, you know, we really need that solitude. We really need that time alone so we can, you know, fulfill and do our own self-care, whatever it is, you know, sleeping, you know, I don't know, reading a book, whatever. But when I see this in the reverse, Virgo, it means to me that you need to really pay attention to that solitude time, because that's where you're going to find answers. That's when the solutions will come to the problems that you're facing. That's when, you know, the ideas will come. It's when we are in that time of solitude. So make sure you guard that time. It's very, very sacred, because it is something that is, like I said, desperately needed for us. We need alone time in order to really thrive. Now, I'm not saying you have to isolate yourself 100%, but make sure you do have time to spend alone, just so you can think, just so you can be with your thoughts, just so you can, you know, kind of filter through the ideas and the thoughts that come up for you. Okay? Finally, we've got the Page of Cups. You've got two pages here, Virgo, which means good news is a-coming. The Page of Cups talks about an offer showing up for you in some way, shape, or form. Now, the beautiful thing about the Page of Cups is that sometimes it's more personal good news. Like, it may not necessarily be work or money related, but it is something that is going to support you financially. You know, it's something that's going to affect your finances and your money situation in some way. So get ready for that. Like I said, it's going to be good. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an offer that is made to you in some way. Now, it could be a job offer. It could be an offer to, you know, take out a loan. It could be maybe someone offering you some goods, maybe someone offering to be a client or a customer. Whatever the case may be, it's definitely going to be something positive. All right, let's see what else is showing up for the Virgos. Looks like things are going really, really well. May is going to be a very good month for you so far, Virgo. All right, I've got cards here. Oops, this is there. Feeling like cards just want to fly out, like they always do. Okay. All right, so let's see what else is showing up for Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of May 2021. All right. As we hit the second half of May, again, I'm seeing a lot of relaxation, a lot of feeling comfortable with money. I can say that because we've got the card of generosity here. We also have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse means you don't have to be so tight with the budget. You can kind of, like I said, relax with it a little bit. We also have the Eight of Cups here, which is interesting because, again, it fell right in line with the Eight of Swords, Nine of Wands. These are the cards of kind of feeling frustrated, having some self-limiting beliefs. Looks like you make the decision to walk away from something. And the interesting thing, Virgo, is I'm not surprised because we usually don't have any trouble letting go of something. Sometimes we all, we feel attached, but I think Virgos just really understand the need of releasing something really because they know it's just not a good fit. And it looks like that's what's going to be going on once we hit the second half of May for you, Virgos. So I don't know. I think it's going to be something really, really good. And I think it's going to be something that's going to make space for you, especially financially. You let go of something, say no. It always opens you up to say yes to other things. Now we've got a repeater here, the Page of Wands. Saw him here, only this time he's in the reverse. I have a feeling these two cards are related here. Whatever the good news information is here, looks like something about it changes within the next few weeks after you get the good news here. This isn't necessarily meaning it's bad, but let's say you got good news that, okay, they're going to give you a raise. That's exciting. Yay. But maybe here, once everything is worked out and everything is all said and done, maybe the raise is not as much as you would like. Maybe the raise is not coming through as quickly. It's still good news. It's still nothing to be disappointed with. But I have a feeling like that it's whatever the good news is, it's going to change in some way. Next up, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups in reverse. Interesting that he fell on the Queen of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse talks about emotions kind of taking over, out of control. Now, this doesn't mean like going crazy, but sometimes emotions can overwhelm us. I have a feeling that you're going to be emotionally overwhelmed probably once we hit the second half of May. And I don't feel like this is something money related, but I do feel like it's going to affect your money. Like maybe you're just going to feel, I need to work harder, or I need to do this, or I need to work here. And it's one of those things where the emotion is really going to be the motivator for you to really kind of go full force, and hey, I think this, again, I feel like this is really normal because we all go through these cycles of ups and downs and, back and forth. And, now that we kind of know what to expect and kind of, we have a little bit of a heads up, we can kind of offset that and maybe decide what we're going to do if emotions do feel a little bit too much for us. How are we going to tap in to that self-care so we can, navigate our feelings in the best way for us. Next, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is sometimes I call this the tightwad card. And I say that, and I make no apologies for it. As a Virgo myself, sometimes I'm very, very cheap. Other times, I do like to spend and invest, right? So I have a feeling, you're going to have to make that call, right? Just because you're cheap in one area doesn't mean you're a cheap person. But I do feel like you're probably going to be cutting back in a certain area. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you just decide to stop buying on Amazon for a month, right? Because you realize that's a very expensive habit. But whatever the case may be, I do see you pulling back on your spending once we hit the second half of May. And this is not necessarily investing spending, but this is unnecessary spending. Finally, we got the Six of Pentacles. I talked about that. That is the card of generosity. Maybe because you decide to pull back a little bit here, it allows you to be more giving in other areas. Maybe you donate to a favorite charity or a worthy cause, that sets your heart on fire. I don't know, maybe you even decide to help out a friend or a family member. Whatever the case may be, it looks like you're going to be very, very generous by the time we hit the third week of May. All right, Virgo, let's continue on and see what is going to be happening for the remainder of May as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of, wow, I don't know if all right, I'm going to go with all those cards. It's a little bit more than what I'm used to, but we're going to go with it, okay? So let's see. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. Because I can already see it coming all together here, okay? So once we close out the month of May, Virgo, looks like you're reconnecting from someone or something from your past. It's going to be a really good connection, probably something that even benefits you financially. So stay open to that, because I have a feeling it's going to be something really, really juicy. Next, we have the Chariot card. The Chariot card talks about full speed ahead. Whatever you're doing, things really start moving forward once we hit the end of May, probably taking you into June. The other thing about the Chariot, it means multiple things happening at once, right? So you could have work stuff going on, and then you've got your business stuff going on, and then you've got some family things going on. So just, be aware that by the time we close out May, Virgo, you're probably going to be very, very busy. And I can say that because we got the Eight of Pentacles. This is the busy work card. It means, the work keeps coming. You're busy, you're working overtime, you're doing all the things. Next, we have the Ace of Cups here. Now, the Ace of Cups is the start of something new in your personal life. However, I have a feeling that it's probably not going to fully develop into whatever it is that it's supposed to be. But you are going to see that it could be a new relationship. It could be a new partnership. But obviously, there's some things that need to be worked out, because it doesn't come together in a very harmonious way. Not necessarily saying that it's negative, but there's still some things to work out before this coming together of whatever it is can fully solidify. We also have the High Priestess, one of my favorite cards. This is the card of intuition, and also just really trusting your gut, okay? I think as Virgos, we tend to do this pretty well. We're really in touch with how we feel. We're also really in touch with our own intuition. So I think that's going to definitely carry us far as we close out this month. Next, we got the Two of Wands here. Looks like there's going to be some changes in future planning. Why? Because something from the past is affecting that. So, maybe you can't plan, what you're going to do in the future because you still got some unfinished business of something from the past that's coming up, and you're going to need to make sure you take care of that before you start moving forward. Sometimes, the past resurfaces, and there's, loose ends that need to be tied up before we can fully close those doors and move forward. We also have the Wheel of Fortune here. This is things kind of turning unexpectedly. Not necessarily saying it's bad, but at the same time, unexpected changes happen, and they happen rather quickly. You're just going to have to kind of roll with it, because I don't see anything in this reading, Virgo, to indicate that you can control that. So just understand that things could change and things could shift on a dime here by the time we close out May. But you're just gonna have to, like I said, roll with it, and you're gonna recover just fine. It's more of an unexpected surprise as opposed to like just a bad thing happening. You're gonna be like, oh wow, so now I have to do this too, But you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Five of Pentacles, that is the card talking about abundance, and sometimes when unexpected things happen, I know we can feel like, oh no, I just saved up, my money in the emergency fund, and now, the air conditioner goes out and I got to spend it all for that. It's one of those types of situations where you're like, damn it, I thought I was getting ahead. I thought I was doing the right thing. And then some randomness pops up to take us back 2 steps when we just made, we just kind of made 1 step forward. But like I said, it's not going to be anything that's going to totally knock you out of the park, okay? It's one of those things that it's just life. And I do feel like this is one of those things, like I said, Virgo, that you're going to recover from quite quickly. 10 of Wands, again, this is the card of talking about not being burnt out. Sometimes this card is related to the Hermit here. The 10 of Wands means, you're not taking on too much and you're not burning yourself out. Same with the Strength card. In the reverse, because sometimes we can overwork and we can do too much and we can keep pushing and keep grinding and keep hustling, but you have to make time for, like I said, self-care. You have to make time for rest. You have to make time for really taking care of yourself here, okay? It's not, success does not require burning yourself out. Making a lot of money does not have to be a sacrifice on your health or on your personal life. So just make sure you understand that. Finally, I already said the 8 of Pentacles tells me you're going to be very, very busy by the time we close out the month of May. And I think, that's something I feel like a lot of you are looking forward to. A lot of you are looking forward to working at full capacity and making that money, because it's, there's no shortage of money out there to be made, and I definitely see us Virgos enjoying and tapping into our share. So Virgo, you've got a very powerful month ahead. I hope you're ready for it, and it's all good. You've got a couple of hiccups here and there, but it's not anything, like I said, that's going to totally throw you off your game. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading, Virgo, with a Secret Language of Color Oracle card. Oh, this one is brown, and it's card number 12, and it says establish boundaries. And it's interesting because, Virgo is an earth sign, and this brown card is, it's got the earth and it's got the soil here. But brown, establish boundaries. So that is something to be thinking about throughout the month. What are your boundaries, both personally and professionally, and maybe even some cases spiritually? What are you willing and not willing to allow to take space in your life? All right, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope it was helpful. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.